Good evening to all pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, couple of things for this episode. I'm going to give my review of the Natsu and Saori 10th anniversary show. I'm going to talk a little bit about the winner of the Best of Super Juniors 32 tournament that just recently concluded. Going to talk about a few of the recent announcing releases from WWE that were kind of surprising, even to the point where one of them has really gotten the IWC and a lot of people pretty upset. So, I'm going to talk about that. But, yeah. First off, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm actually using a new webcam. So, the one that I was using before, the Logitech, was still a pretty decent camera, but kept noticing a lot of the blurring in and out randomly. So, it was getting a little bit annoying. But I ended up upgrading to a new webcam and ran a few tests on it. So far, seems to be working pretty well. So this is my first official video with this new webcam. So yeah, hope you like it. Let me know any feedback. Okay. So first off, you know what? Let's actually talk about the recent announcements in regards to some WWE releases. So, there's two in particular. First off, I'm going to mention is Carlito. Carlito of Judgment Day. So, it was announced that WWE would not be renewing his contract, that his contract would be expiring very, very soon. So, it's interesting. Didn't seem like he was back to WWE for that long. But, of course it's a bummer to see anybody lose their job. But I think a bright side to this is that I don't believe he has to worry about a 90-day non-compete clause, since they're releasing him. They're not renewing his contract, so they're going to let it end and then not re-sign him, and he should be free to do whatever immediately. You know what I mean? And I know there's a lot of fans that, have a lot of resentment towards Carlito, especially going back to the whole segment that involved what he said in regards to Io and Kyrie and whatnot. But, you hate to see somebody lose their job. But there's another one that's really got a lot of people upset. And he himself actually posted the news. So R-Truth will be released. They are not going to renew his contract. R-Truth, who has pretty much been quite a comedy figure with the WWE for a long time, but has been a fan favorite. Somebody that I've always enjoyed, even way before, it got to this point. His time, like the earlier days of WWE and also TNA wrestling. Still in incredible shape for his age. R-Truth is in his 50s and still in incredible shape. Can still wrestle really good. And, it's going to be quite different with the WWE without him a part of that promotion anymore. I just wish that they could have done a little bit more of a better job of really hypening up his match with John Cena, especially if it was meant to be his last match in the company. You know, I really wish they could have hyped it up more and just really gave him an opportunity to really go hard one last time with John Cena. But I know a lot of people are upset, and I can understand it. Like I said, it's not fun to see somebody lose their job, especially this being another situation where they decide to not re-sign or renew his contract. But, like I said with Carlito, at least the bright side is he won't have to wait 90 days before signing somewhere else if he wants. And that's the thing. You know, it really makes me think, what does R-Truth want to do? You know? Like, R-Truth right now, he's 53. He's 53 years old, and of course, you know, somebody I've always been a fan of. Of course, you know, he's from Charlotte, North Carolina. In all honesty, it's really up to him. Dude is still in incredible shape. I believe that he can be a mentor. I believe that he can be a trainer. Honestly, you name it. You name it. At this point, it's really up to him. It's really up to him. But 17 years with the WWE, that's a long time. That is a long time. But you know, there's some people that say, that they don't want him to go to AEW or back to TNA wrestling. And in all honesty, it's like I say for everybody else. Wherever they go, as long as they're happy, I'm happy. I'm not going to be one of those fans that gets all pissy and just turns on a wrestler that I was a huge fan of just because they go to another promotion. I may not agree with the decision, but at the end of the day, I gotta respect it. I don't have to agree with it. And you know what? At the end of the day, we have to keep in mind, we're just fans. We're not in their shoes. And at the end of the day, they're going to do what they feel is best for them. And like I said, you may not agree with it. That's totally fine. It's totally fine. But there's always going to be that chance where a wrestler, gets released or in the contract doesn't get renewed or whatnot and jump ship. There's always going to be that chance that they land somewhere that may not be your first, second, third, fourth, whatever pick. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. So, honestly, whatever he decides, whether he decides to retire or go to AEW, Japan, TNA, honestly, as long as he's happy, I'm just fine with it. But it is a bummer because he was really being utilized quite a bit with this John Cena storyline, and not only that, even just different comedy spots. I mean, the stuff he did with the Judgment Day. Everything surrounding the 24/7 title that he won more times than I can even remember. So, I mean, at the end of the day, R-Truth definitely left quite a mark in the WWE, just throughout his whole entire part of his career there. And, I wish him the best. Him and Carlito. Carlito, just to to go back to Carlito. Let me see how old he is, because I want to say he's in his 40s. 46. So Carlito's 46. And, you know, he was in incredible shape as well, especially when he returned. So, I mean, honestly, we'll see what happens. I know Primo and Epico have had a stint appearance through TNA Wrestling. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But, you know, I wish Carlito the best. But yeah, that's all I can really say. Definitely did not expect those two. But, like I said, bright side is they can up and sign anywhere. Because they're letting their contracts expire and just not renewing. So, they don't have to worry about a 90-day non-compete clause. So, they can just go to wherever. So, we'll see what happens. I wish them both the best. And, you know, hopefully they get picked up somewhere ASAP and can continue their careers. Like I said, not sure what R-Truth wants to do, being that he's in his 50s. But both of them are still in incredible shape. So, I genuinely wish them both the best. So, wish them the best. Should be good. And hopefully there'll be an update that they've landed somewhere very soon. Hopefully very soon. Okay. One thing I did want to kind of mention right quick was, so we now, this is to do with TJPW. So we pretty much know what our main event will be for TJPW's Summer Sun Princess 25. Check it out. That's right. July 21st, Summer Sun Princess at the Ota City General Gymnasium in Tokyo, which I've been to before. Very nice venue. But here we have it. The Princess of Princess Champion, the Popping Sugar Rabbit Mizuki, will defend against Yuki Arai at Summer Sun Princess 25. Yeah. Big opportunity for Yuki Arai. And, you know, it'll be very interesting as well, considering that this is taking place before the Tokyo Princess Cup 12 really gets underway. Now, they've already started doing the qualifiers for those 4 remaining spots. So far, Moka Miyamoto was able to advance to the Elite 8 as she was able to defeat Mahiro Kiryu. So, Mahiro's out, Moka advances, and yeah, they should be having some of the other qualifiers coming up very soon. As a matter of fact, June 7th, they're going to do 2 more of the qualifiers, which they're going to do Himawari versus Mifu Ashita and Shino Suzuki versus Uta Takami. So, those should be good. Should be really good. And 2 of those 4 ladies will advance to the Elite 8. But yeah. So, looking forward to seeing how that goes. Okay. The Best of Super Juniors 32 tournament has reached its epic grand conclusion. And I must say, it was quite an interesting tournament. It was quite an interesting tournament indeed. And it came down to Kosei Fujita and Yo. And they put on a banger of a main event for the finals. Went back and forth, hard hitting. These two went the distance for over 28 minutes. But when it was all said and done, the Japanese young punk of TMDK, the mighty Don't Kneel, not only has won the Best of Super Juniors 32, but he makes history. Kosei Fujita becomes the youngest at age 22 to win the Best of Super Juniors tournament. Formerly Will Ospreay, but now Kosei Fujita at age 22. And you know, it's interesting because remember, just last year, him and Robbie Eagles, the Ichiban Sweet Boys, won the Super Junior Tag League. So, quite an accomplishment for Kosei Fujita, winning that tournament and then turning around and winning this year's Best of Super Juniors tournament. So, congratulations to Kosei Fujita. Like I said, it was an excellent match. Yo came close. And, you know, I'm not so sure if many had this as their finals. I know, like I said, I originally was hoping Francesco Akira would some way, somehow win this tournament. But, interesting finals. Very interesting finals. Really came down to the wire in both blocks. But, Kosei Fujita. So, with that being said, not only does he win this tournament, but he will get a shot at the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship currently held by El Desperado. So, I'm pretty sure, I think it's safe to say, I'm guessing they're going to have that match at Dominion at Osaka-jo Hall. That's my guess, which that'll be here before you know it. That's June 15th. So, not to mention, they got a lot of championship matches lined up for Dominion. I mean, they got the IWGP Global Heavyweight title match, Gabe Kidd, Yota Tsuji, that should be really good. The IWGP tag titles on the line. The champs of Callum Newman and Great O'Khan of the United Empire defending against Taichi and Tomohiro Ishii. Bolton Oleg will get a crack at Konosuke Takeshita for the Never Openweight Championship. Shingo and Hiroki Goto will do battle for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So, already got a handful of title matches on this card, but I'm pretty sure Kosei Fujita is going to have his title match at Dominion. So, we'll see how that goes. And it also got confirmed that Hiroshi Tanahashi will be competing for one last time in the UK through AEW's Forbidden Door. That's right, Forbidden Door, which will be in London for this year. AEW Forbidden Door, Sunday, August 24th, at the O2 Arena in London, England. So, that has been confirmed, and that will be Tanahashi's last match in the UK. So, quite an announcement there. No word on who his opponent will be, but if you ask me, something tells me it's probably going to be Okada. I just have that feeling it's probably going to be Okada. But, I don't know. I mean, at this point, we still got a ways to go because it's not until August 24th. So they got time. They got time to build it up more. So, we'll see what happens, but I would not be surprised if it's Okada. We know he's had his last match in the U.S., which was against Takeshita. So it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing as far as building up to Tanahashi's last opponent in the UK. But once again, congratulations to Kosei Fujita on winning the Best of Super Juniors 32 tournament. Okay. Now to the main stuff, the main goodness. The Natsu, Poi, and Saori, the Natsu and Saori 10th anniversary special produced show. It was quite a very entertaining show as far as theatrics, performances, and pro wrestling. And you know what? They should do that more. They should produce more shows. I think Natsu Poi and Saori Anou teaming up to produce shows, I think they should do that more. I really do. Anyway, this show took place on my birthday, May 31st. This was at the Ota City General Gymnasium. But yeah, quite an excellent show, loaded with all sorts of performances. I mean, you had the actress girls do a performance. You had pretty much a good bunch, if not the whole actress girls roster that did the opening performance. So I thought that was really cool. It definitely reminded me of when I was in Japan, and you know, the first show that I went to was an actress girls show at Korakuen Hall, and they did a really cool performance with the ladies of the roster. So I thought it was pretty neat that they did the same thing with this show. So I thought that was really cool. And then after they did all of that, they got started on matches, and also quite a nice introduction from Natsu Poi and Saori Anou. Just really, really cool. But let's go ahead and let's get into the review. So, very first match. Here, let me move this. Very first match. Alright. Had a special showcase match featuring the ladies of Actress Girls. And this was in the form of a tag team match. We had the team of Act, as in Act Yasukawa, and Mari. And they went up against the team of Natsuki and Yukina Uehara. Decent match. I felt like there were a few spots where timing was a little off. And of course, Yukina Uehara, I got a chance to see when I was in Japan, and she's still pretty fresh in the ring, but you know, she's been slowly getting better. She's definitely been slowly getting better. As a matter of fact, she debuted. I believe the show that I went to was her debut. Yeah, now that I think about it, that was her debut. I was trying to think if she had did a match before that, but nah. So, you know, still very early in her career, but I like what I've seen so far out of Yukina. Definitely a lot of room for growth, but I like what I've seen as far as potential. And of course, Natsuki was a former Actress Girls champion, and you know, my Actress Girls knowledge is very green, like very little, very green. But I have to say, from what I have seen of Actress Girls, not bad, not bad. And of course, Natsuki lost the Actress Girls Championship to the wrestler that helped me reserve my ticket for the Actress Girls show I went to, in Marino Saihara. So it was really cool to see her win that title, which I believe she is still the champ to this day. But, yeah. But anyway, on to this match in particular. The match was almost 8 minutes. Felt like it could have gone longer, but it was just under 8 minutes. I like all four ladies, especially at Yasukawa, Mari. I thought they gelled really well together. But, you know, Yukina and Natsuki didn't do too bad. Like I said, I just felt like there were a few times where their timing was a little bit off. But, you know, just room for improvement. But Natsuki picked up the victory for her team, hitting kind of a variation Northern Lights suplex pin on Mari for the 3 count. And yeah, Natsuki and Yukina Uehara pick up the victory in the opening match. But yeah, nice little actress girl showcase there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alrighty. Now let's get into the main card, because that was technically kind of sort of like the pre-show technically, but either way, still decent match. Next up, all right, got ourselves a tag match here as we had the team of Maika Ozaki and Aina Aiba taking on the team of Honma and Yuna Manase. And we had special referee Nao Kakuta. Now, I couldn't help but notice that they used a different name for Aina Aiba, which was Yuki Harima. But, you know, just a FYI there. Let's see. Overall, pretty decent match. I liked what I saw from Aina Aiba or Yuki Harima, whichever one you want to call her. I liked what I saw out of her. And I definitely like the back and forth between Maika Ozaki and Yuna Manase. And I thought it was kind of interesting seeing Maika and Tae on opposite sides, because if I remember correctly, they are still the current Pro Wrestling Wave Tag Team Champions. So, thought that was pretty interesting to see. But match was pretty physical. Definitely back and forth. But Tae Honma would get a roll-up pin on Aina Aiba for the 3 count. So Tae Honma and Yuna Manase with the victory. But it was a good back and forth match, just under 9 minutes. So yeah, but I definitely like the clash between Maika Ozaki and Yuna Manase, which were the 2 big girls of the match. Alright, let's go to our next match. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Alright, next up. More tag team action. This time we had, from T-Hearts, we had the team of Miku Kanae and Yumiko Hotta taking on the team of Kaoru and Rian. So for this match, thought it was pretty even for the most part, as far as the matchup itself. Another match just under 9 minutes. Definitely like the back and forth between Rian and Miku Kanae. Both having formidable, strong teammates. For the most part, this could have gone either way, and I have to say, that had to have been rough. Miku Kanae taking that diving double foot stomp from Kaoru. Just, oof. That looked painful. that looked really painful. But went back and forth. But it would be Miku Kanae that got a roll-up reversal pin on Rian for the 3 count. And T-Hearts. Team T-Hearts for the victory here. Yumiko, Hotta, and Miku Kanae. But after the match, Miku and Rian brawled for a bit. They kind of had to separate the two. And I was thinking to myself, hey, why not let them go at it on the next Stardom New Blood show? Well, maybe New Blood 23, because I think they pretty much have the cards set in stone for 22. But I think for 23, they gotta, consider having Miku Kanae and Rian duke it out. Singles match. I'd be down. What do y'all think? I'd totally be down. So, we'll see what happens. Okay, let's go to our next match, which... oh, God. This next match was pretty wild. It was really, really wild. Okay, so we had the Tenkyuu Rumble, and it was quite interesting. So, there were a few changes. So, this is almost everybody that was featured in this match. So, you got Yuko Sakurai, Kakeru, Sekiguchi, Ryo Mizunami, you got AKINO, you got Sonoko Kato, Shin Sakura Hirota, Rina Amikura, Ranmaru, Hiroyo Matsumoto. Unfortunately, due to poor health, Suzuki was not able to participate in this match. So, it was really a bummer. But, this was still a pretty entertaining match. So, I'm going to go over the order of appearance for everybody, because this was quite unique. So, in order of appearance, it actually started off with Sakura Hirota dressed as Shin Saori Anou, because y'all got to remember, she's a comedy wrestler that likes to, play the roles of some of the other wrestlers as well. So, this is nothing different. So, we had Shin Saori Anou. Then we had Rina Amikura. Then Yuko Sakurai. Then Kakeru Sekiguchi. Then AKINO. Then Sonoko Kato. And Ryo Mizunami. Hiroyo Matsumoto. Ranmaru. And then we had Shin Natsupoi. And then last was Shin Kuro Saori Anou, and I'll kind of explain how it got to that point. So anyway, that was everybody in this match. Okay, order of eliminations. Oh, this match lasted about 23 minutes, 49 seconds. So the order of eliminations. So, Shin Saori Anou got eliminated over the top rope by Rina and Yuko. Of course, both representing colors. So, she got eliminated over the top rope. Then pretty much everyone pinned Rina Amikura all at the same time. And then everyone did the same thing with Yuko Sakurai. And then everyone did the same thing with AKINO. So just every opportunity where somebody was getting pinned, everybody would just pile on top just to make sure. So that happened multiple times in this match. So that was 3 times in a row that's happened. Then Shin Natsupoi ended up pinning Hiroyo Matsumoto, and then right afterwards everybody pinned Shin Natsupoi, so that was pretty quick. Then everyone did the same with Ranmaru. Ryo Mizunami eliminated Sonoko over the top rope, but I think it was pretty much accidentally. And then Shin Kuro Saori Anou eliminated Ryo Mizunami over the top rope. So the final 2, surprisingly, came down to Shin Kuro Saori Anou and Kakeru Sekiguchi. And of course, you know, all three of those were played by Sakura Hirota. I mean, she pretty much, when she got eliminated, she went to the back and then changed to the next character. And so forth and so on. So that's pretty much how she got 3 spots in this match. So, came down to Shin, Kuro, Saori Anou, and Kakeru Sekiguchi. And it went back and forth, and it was so funny. Sakura Hirota had both her fingers in her nose, digging out boogers, and was gonna put them on Kakeru, and then she kind of turned the tides and then made her stuff them in her mouth, and then did the butt stab and it was funny. It was hilarious. It was pretty hilarious. But when it all came down to it, Shin, Kuro, Saori Anou ended up getting the pin on Kakeru Sekiguchi to win the Tenkyuu Rumble. As crazy as that sounds. And then President Okada came in with a big old crate of, I'm guessing those were sweet potatoes? And I know 2 or 3 of the other wrestlers stole some. But yeah, I guess Shin Sakura Hirota got a big old crate of sweet potatoes or some type of potato. It was some type of potato. That's all I know. But yeah, cool. Really cool. But yeah, pretty entertaining Rumble. Very funny. Very, very funny. Alright, let's go to our next match. Let's see. Where's it at? I know I have the graphic for this. There it is. Alright. Next match. Check it out. Alright. We had ourselves a singles match between Sayaka Kurara and Mayumi Ozaki. I gotta be honest. So first off, this match went over 12.5 minutes. But I gotta be honest. I felt like Mayumi was just embarrassing Kurara. Now Kurara, she eventually got in her offense, even hit a Tokimeki spear and such, but felt like she was just getting dominated throughout this match, especially towards the end then towards the end, Mayumi kept playing with her food, would just keep knocking her down, go for the pin, and then pick her up before the 3 count. So she started playing with her food. But I was really shocked to see she used that chain that she brought to the ring quite a lot. And Daichi was just like, whatever, I'll allow it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, dude, she's used that chain so many times, even hung Sayaka Kurara with that chain. I'm like, you ain't gonna call no DQ or anything like that? I mean, I understand it's rare, but I didn't think it would get ignored when it's blatant. But it is what it is. Daichi's like, I'll allow it. But Sayaka Kurara gave a pretty good effort, especially middle near the end of the match. Came close, but Mayumi pinned Sayaka Kurara with the Tequila Sunrise for the 3 count. So Mayumi Ozaki, the main woman behind Oz Academy, picked up the victory. But oof, I feel for Sayaka Kurara. She got dominated. But it is what it is. She'll learn and she'll grow from it. Okay, this next match, I gotta be honest with y'all. This was actually one of my favorite matches of the card. Check it out. This was the singles match between Yuna Mizumori and Saki. This was a very physical match, back and forth. I mean, both ladies were trying to one-up each other, and they delivered. Match went a little over 14 minutes, but like I said, this was a great match. Hard-hitting. Both ladies looked great. Definitely went the distance. But it would be Saki that would come away with the victory. She hit that twisting brainbuster, then pinned Yuna for the 3 count. And she even helped her to the back. Because when you think about it, technically, I believe Colors is still part of Cosmic Angels. Just more so of a subgroup. But you don't hear it advertised much. But I think technically, there's still a subgroup under Cosmic Angels. Because they were inherited. So, but it is what it is. Aside from that, this was a great match. One of my favorite matches of the card. Enjoyed it from start to finish. Alright, let's go to the next match. Here we go. Alright, had a tag team showdown here. Team number 1, representing Neo Genesis, we had Starbomb, which is Starlight Kid and Azumi. And they took on the current Goddesses of Stardom Tag Team Champions of Stars, Wingori. That's Hanan and Saya Ida. Now, of course, this match was excellent. I mean, this was definitely as expected between these two teams. Definitely very fast-paced, and the action was very continuous. Which, like I said, when you look at these 4 ladies, really not a shock to see how this match went. Went the distance, good amount of high flying. Starlight Kid pulled off a very nice Asai moonsault during the match. But, I tell you, all 4 of these ladies look really great, and just even getting a chance to see them compete in multiple shows in Vegas, just really, they were showcased quite well. But when it was all said and done, this match actually went to the very distance and resulted in a time limit draw. Yep, time limit draw. But like I said, not surprised. I mean, it really shouldn't surprise anybody. But great match though, but ended in a time limit draw. Alright. Let's go to this next matchup. This was also a match that I really enjoyed. Alright. Had ourselves a singles match. A very tough one. As the Sendai Girls World Junior Champion, the High Kick Angel, Aya Sakura, went one-on-one against one of the best wrestlers in the world right now, the Sun God, Saori. Definitely was really cool seeing Aya Sakura really take it to Saori as much as she could, especially as soon as that bell rang. So I love the intensity that she showed. I love the fighting spirit and resilience, especially when she was caught in that Muda lock, and really the way Saori kind of turned it and just really was wrenching down on Aya Sakura's head and neck. But yeah, she survived that, so that said a lot. Overall match was almost 12 and a half minutes, but definitely a great showcase for Aya Sakura, really going up against somebody that's like world class. And it was a good test for her. It was a really good test for her. And I felt like she kept up. I mean, even had Saori locked into that triangle choke for a while. So, I mean, she looked good. Kudos to Aya Sakura. She looked good. But she took a lot of punishment, especially from those forearms and that drop kick. Oh, she took that drop kick like a champ. Like, whew. Even so bad, got a bruise on her cheek. I was like, dang. But she hung in there as best as she could. but it would not be enough to take down the Sun God, as Saori was able to put away Aya Sakura, hitting her with a Uranagi, pinning her for the 3 count. Tried to show sportsmanship. Aya Sakura wasn't having that, and she got knocked down for it, so Aya was kind of a sore loser. It was a little bit of a sore loser, but it is what it is. It was still a great match. But, Saori, you're a winner. Okay. And then the main event of Natsu and Saori 10th anniversary came down to this. A very special tag team match for the main event, as Cosmic Angel's own Saori Anou, Natsupoi, taking on the team from Sendai Girls, Big Hosh, Chihiro Hashimoto, and one half of Red Energy, Mika Iwata. Excellent main event. Definitely went the distance. Both these teams looked really strong. Just under 20 minutes. It was 19 minutes, 52 seconds to be specific. But great action, non-stop from beginning to end. Both teams looked really strong. And I love the back and forth between Mika Iwata and Saori Anou. Of course, you know they have history. But definitely enjoyed this match. Worthy of the main event. And very surprising finish, as Natsupoi was able to pin Mika Iwata with the fairy magic to seal the victory for Cosmic Angels. So, wow, quite a finish there. Did not expect that finish, but hey, I can dig it. I can totally dig it. Then they had a little presentation after the match where a couple of folks came in and presented Natsupoi and Saori Anou with flowers. Even had the general manager of TJPW and President Okada in there as well. But it would not end with just the ceremony, as Natsupoi and Saori Anou decided to go at it one-on-one for 5 minutes. Which they did. So we got 5 minutes, a 5-minute match between those two, but it went to a time limit draw. But yeah, they got a chance to let everything out in 5 minutes against each other. Pretty entertaining. But time limit draw, and then they did a little video with credits package afterwards. And then after that, Aina Aiba came out and did a little performance. Did a song and dance and performance. And then Saori Anou and Natsupoi came out and did a performance as well, and even came through on those automated platforms and threw out, I don't know what they threw out. I don't know if it was like wristbands or something. But yeah, they did a performance to close the show. So honestly, I thought it was an excellent show, and I really hope that Natsupoi and Saori Anou, I hope they can produce more shows in the future. I really like how they did, you know, a performance. You know, you had a great card, and it was action-packed, had comedy in it, and, you know, it was just overall a very, very well-produced show. Very well-produced show. So, shout out to Natsupoi and Saori Anou, and happy 10th anniversary. Like I said, a lot of history there. I mean, Actress Girls, even a little bit of TJPW, like Stardom, you name it. They go way back. So, and also, speaking of Saori, as I mentioned her, you know, for her match with Aya Sakura, Saoriism Chapter 8 already, apparently within a matter of hours, that's what the word is, has sold out. So, Shinjuku Face, once again. Seriism Chapter 8. Sold out seats. But word is that they are going to sell some standing room only tickets the day of. But seats are sold out. And like I said, not surprised. I mean, they've been selling out like that ever since the first Seriism. And it's been consistent. Like I said, my only thing is we'll have to see. Hopefully, Sari will book bigger venue. Like, it would be cool. Maybe with Seriism Chapter 10, maybe she can book Corcoran Hall. I think she should shoot for a bigger venue for when she gets to number 10. That's just me. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah. And also, thank y'all so much. Shout out to all those that sent me a birthday wish me happy birthday. Thank y'all so much for the love and support that y'all have given me. And, you know, I'm thankful to God for another year of life. Tremendously blessed in good health, and, you know, just really enjoyed time with family. And yeah, so just happy to be here. I thank y'all so much for all the love, support. I love y'all, and I hope to continue to be a blessing to y'all as y'all have been a blessing to me. And I hope y'all continue to enjoy content here on Blitzball Champ Gaming. And yeah, continue to, you know, send me feedback. And yeah, appreciate y'all. But that'll do it for this video. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this Natsu Saori 10th anniversary show. What are your thoughts on Kosei Fujita winning the Best of Super Juniors 32, the youngest one to win the tournament? How are y'all feeling about R-Truth and Carlito no longer being part of WWE? And where could you see them go? What do you think will happen to them? And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. The month of May has concluded. I will see y'all in June. Well, technically it is June now. What am I talking about? But hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. And I will see y'all very soon in the next video and our live stream. Peace. Good night. Love y'all.